what drives the boat? I said, yes, ma'am, I drive the boat. But Brian Kill gave me an outline for the night. I think he was going to go off of it. It seemed pretty thorough. And one of the things he had on his outline was a list of recipes. And I've tested these recipes, and they're pretty good. So if y'all want a copy of these, should we pass them around there? Also, if somebody has the patience, somebody gave me a bird's nest and a braided line. If you pick it out by the time I'm finished, you get a free Wednesday trip for one person special. It's a sweet one.
That's good.
I really don't have a canned talk. I mean, I'm a professional fisherman, so I do it for a living, but I mean, I don't have that slick talk. So if y'all have a question at any time, I'll put it down and say, speak up or whatever you want to do. My boat is a 32-foot twin-beak catamaran with twin Suzuki 250s one. And it runs real good. It's got moderate electronics. They're not the best. Sometimes the weekend guys come out and get a big DPS, big, I call them TVs, sonar, fathometers. But mine just make me work or look a little bit harder than most. Don't pop up, you know, there's a fish. Mine a little bit antiquated. My fishing experience, the first photos of me were at my Uncle Tom's fish camp in West Virginia. It was trout camp. And my mom loved to show that picture to people coming in the house because I was standing with a little fishing pole naked. So,
how long was the pole?
It was cold. In terms of grouper experience, I guess it's been about 12 or 14 years ago, I got my 19-foot center console boat, and I was fishing out of Cedar Keys, and I thought I had a yacht. It was the first boat I could drive standing up, and so I got the bug. It was trout and red fishing, and I got the bug out there grouper fishing. I saw guys coming with these big birds, and I said, how can I do that? I wouldn't want to. And so I had a black and white sonar. I think it was probably a hummingbird, and one of those little Garmins, the white ones where the antenna flopped up. I had little AA batteries. I got past the #1 channel, and I looked out there in the Gulf, and I said, man, that is one big pond. Where do you start at that? So I had that anxiety, you know. Where do you start? How deep? How far? What am I looking for on my little black and white TV? So if y'all ever experienced that, I've been there too. But I enjoyed the trip because the joy for fishing is the journey for me in fishing. It's not, if I went to the same spot and caught fish every day, I wouldn't enjoy it. I would enjoy it. So what I like about it is the hunting and finding of it. So coming at it from that perspective, it's not all about the fish. And the way I got to become a charter boat captain after the 19-foot luxury yacht I had, I was working at UF Center for Aquatic Plants, and I had the 19-footer, and I came in. My wife said, what are you going to do? I said, well, I'm going to go fishing with you. She said, well, if you're going to go fishing every weekend, you're going to get paid for it. I went, yeah, right. So about a week later, I come in the house, and I was telling her what I was going to do for the weekend, and she goes, no, you're not. And I went, wow. And she goes, well, you're going to be in school. I went, what school am I going to go through? She goes, C school. And I had to go through C school, and then I got my captain's license. She was the instigator to it, and that's like letting a fox in his hen house, you know. Because I was trying to do it part-time, still working a regular job, and then within a year, out on the ocean. Brian asked me, you know, what my approach for grouper fishing was, and I have a general rule. It's safety, fun, and fish, and I never mix them up. So only safety, fun, and fish. And my responsibility is make sure I got life jackets and flares and fire extinguishers and everything in order. And I make the reasonable calls according to the sea conditions. I don't go after if it's over 5 foot. And it's also, if I have children on the boat or elderly people, then I change those, scale it back to make sure no one's going to get hurt. I always try and keep that safety factor in my mind. And then there's the fun, which means you're looking at the crew and you got to evaluate what fun is for some people. And you know, you get a bunch of guys that are, you know, they're going early 20s and they don't care how hard you pound them, they love it. It's like Disney World. But you get some people out there and they don't want to get pounded in for, you know, want a nice, easy day. And they might not be interested in going so far out and catching grouper. They might be just as happy to go in at, you know, 35 to 45 foot and catch a pink mouth grunt to the arms fall off. It's the best day of fishing they ever experienced in their life. So try and keep that fun as a secondary thing. And the last part of it is the fish, and that's kind of my responsibility to some extent, and the angler's responsibility to the other extent. If I put you on the fish and you get the bite and you don't reel it up, then, you know, I'm sorry. Give me another chance. Well, you know, I don't know how many chances you get over the course of a day. If the weather's bad, keeping the fun in it, not horrible, but kind of rough, I always have an A plan and a B plan whenever I go fishing. And A plan is always to run out there and do grouper fishing, bottom fishing mainly, and then do some trolling, of course. But the B plan is you can lay back a little bit. Lately, we've been having strong winds of the morning, and it's been coming off the hill pretty stiff. And so what I've been doing is just laying back, getting in that 20 to 30 foot of water, and doing some trolling, some hard bottom down there. And we've been picking up some grouper, and we've been catching a few cobia trolling too. So that's what I'm trying to do is just keep in mind the weather and the crew I have on the boat. You don't want to make anybody scared. Start with the equipment. Show and tell. Well, let me show you. It's called a knocker rig. And it's the simplest one you can do. You just slip an egg sinker on your main line and tie a hook to the end of it. And it just lays right there on the hook. And it looks ridiculous to me, but it works. There's a Capt Slim Jim out Steen Hatchie. This is the only rig he used. And one of the advantages of it is if you get hung up, you can just jiggle it and that sinker starts riding up and down the line and knock your hook free quite easily. Also, it's a go-to rig when the bite's on and you get broke off and you're aggravated, you got to tie a leader on and all that, you know, whatever. This is a go-to thing. It's quick, you just tie a hook on and you're back in action. It takes me, you know, 10 seconds to tie a hook on. It's good for sheephead too, scale it down.
Do you use that for live bait or dead?
You can use it either way. I generally don't use it that much unless there's a heavy bite. I'm just trying to get a guy back in action. And I just whip it on there real quick. And he looks at it kind of odd, but let me ready to do it. I say, just do it, just do it. They all look the same, but they're different. This is a standard fish finder rig. It has a leader. This is a 100-pound test leader. Now you can't really see it, but it's a double line right here. I just use a king sling instead of a bimini twist. I can tie it quicker. And the sinker right between two knots, because sometimes if you got a big bait on there, you just got to run up the main line. Your sinker goes to the bottom of your baits, you know, got a 42-foot leader off of it, so it doesn't really work that well. So I just kind of tether it down like this, and it works. When you're traveling with this rig, I see a lot of people, they common mistake. They sit in a rod holder and they just go bam, bam.